You are playing a game that you're losing every single day. When you compare yourself to others, if you dare to think that you're going to fit yourself into some sort of pecking order as to how the world is, you're always going to lose. It doesn't matter if you try to fit yourself into saying where you're at in wealth-wise or health or relationships. There's going to be some sort of person ahead of you in each category. And what happens is when you start to compare yourself to others, you end up really losing on an everyday basis because someone else is always going to be doing something more or different than you. And you're going to regret your own decisions, which means that ultimately you end up in a downward cycle, questioning every single thing you do. Now, one time I lived in a small tiny town called Childress, Texas. I knew the mayor, I knew people that worked at the grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants, and it was very easy in this 5,000 person town to get to know everyone and to fit yourself in some sort of pecking order. It wasn't until years later I moved to Manhattan and realized there's too many people to have some sort of hierarchy to actually matter. And at first, if you start to think, I'm not doing as well as others because I don't live in the high rise of the Manhattan apartments, or I don't drive the Bentley or the Rolls Royce, that I'm somewhat insignificant or that I have not achieved what others have achieved. Because, yet again, you're trying to fit yourself in some sort of pecking order. But when there's too large of a society, something like 7.5 billion people, you forget how easy it is to feel insignificant. And yet, one thing is that it's freedom. People really don't care as much about you as what you think they do. They don't care as much about what you're up to or what you're doing or your failures or your successes as much as you think you do. What happens is that you start to play the game of comparison because you are worried what other people are thinking and what they're doing, and not what they're thinking about their own lives, what they're thinking that it's relation back to you. So really the problem comes back and you're standing in your own way. The reason why is because you're comparing yourself to others. You're playing the hierarchy game. So if you're playing that game, you're always going to lose. The way to win is to stop caring, is to stop worrying what other people are thinking about you. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, they're not going to pay your bills. They're not going to live your dreams. They're not going to make you actually happy. Even if they cared as much as you wanted them to care, what would end up happening is it wouldn't make you as happy as you think you could be. What true happiness comes from is freedom. And it's not just freedom monetarily or doing something that you want to do. It's freedom from your thoughts and being able to be free from anything that's tying you down. Majorly, that's the game of comparison. So hopefully this helps for you today. Peace. Bye.